Welcome to another edition of Robot Wars Extreme Warriors on the new TNN. Last time you would have seen Conquering Clown devastate the opposition and make it through to the finals. Today you'll see the return of the Revolutionist. Also the return of Team Boats. Last time they had the Mad Cow. Today they're going to have the Psycho Chicken.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mick Foley.
Yeah! Woo! All right, welcome to Robot Wars Extreme Warriors on the new TNN. Today's contenders are taking it to the hilt as they battle for a spot in the Robot Wars Extreme Warriors Championship. It's a fight to the finish as 6 robots enter the arena and all but one will be eliminated. Today's winner will go on to face 7 other finalists for a chance to be named the champ. 3 finalists have already beaten their way to the top. Who will join them? Let's go to Carol in the pits and get the story.
Thanks, Mick. Hi, I'm Carol Groh, and the pressure is on down here in the pits. These Roboteers have put years of hard work into their robots, and in the arena, it can be over in seconds. That's the part I like the best. 6 teams are competing tonight, and only one will go through to the grand finale. That's what Robot Wars Extreme Warriors is all about.
That's right, Carol, and today we're going to see Psycho Chicken, Propeller-Head, and Snookums fight it out. But first, the Revolutionist, the Gap, and Trackzilla. And as if that wasn't enough, they've got the housebots to contend with. Yeah, the Motley Corner Patrol Zone Marauders, exclusive only to Robot Wars. They are Matilda with her tusks and spinning flywheel. Dead Metal with his grinding disc and pincers. Shunt with a diamond edge axe and major pushing power. The awesome flame-throwing capability is Sergeant Bash. And last but not least, the big daddy of them all, Sir Kill-A-Lot, with its spinning lance and jaws of death. And to oversee and officiate the mayhem, RefBot.
Here with the Revolutionists. Great to see you back.
Thanks.
Welcome.
Good to be here. Good to be here.
What are you going to do this year to make it different?
The way I see it, coming in second is just the first loser. I said at the end of the last season that we were going to come in stronger, we're going to be faster, we're going to spin harder, and this is what you see right here, right now.
Okay.
Used to spin at a paltry 1,200 RPM. We've got it up to 1,500 now.
Wow.
Plus, I got these teeth on the outside. They weren't quite good enough last time. Now, this is the Annihilator tooth right here.
Now, in the last series, it was the tank that beat you out.
Tank? Hey, let me tell you something, man. You brought in the tanks last time. You came and you suppressed the revolution, but it will not happen this time. I told you we're stronger. I told you we're more powerful, and now we're looking for parts to fly.
I just arrived at the Gap, and I don't mean the mall. This is an impressive robot. Tell me about him.
Thank you. What we've got here is 200 pounds of serious fighting machine. We can lift up to 400 pounds, flip any robot in the house, as far as we need.
Show me how it lifts up a little
Right
bit.
like that.
Okay.
And that's only halfway.
Looks dangerous.
That'll work.
This is your first season. I
Yes,
hope you
it
guys
is.
do well.
Thank you.
This is Trackzilla. It's their first time at Robot Wars Extreme Warriors. Welcome. You excited about the competition?
I'm very excited to be here. It's our first time, and we hope to do a good show.
Well, your robot looks mean. Tell us about Trackzilla.
We have an arm that can lift up about 500 pounds.
That's good.
We have a lance that can spear into things with a carbide tip. We have the tracks that can handle almost any terrain and any angle.
So you're hoping to puncture a tire or take someone out?
Right, we go for the weak point. And if they're like a spinning or something like that, we try to get up under them, trying to flip them over.
Well, good luck.
Thank you very much.
Have fun.
All right.
Okay.
We're really excited.
Go get them.
Yeah.
Woo.
Let the wars begin.
From Salem, Oregon, the Gap.
There's the Gap, in at 198 pounds, got 400 pounds of lifting power from that pneumatic lifting platform, 2 wheels, and he's never been tested in combat. Let's see how he does.
From Greensboro, North Carolina, Trackzilla.
And there's Trackzilla, looking sturdy at 189 pounds. He's got tracks, hence the name, and a tungsten carbide flipping arm and fang.
From Ormond Beach, Florida, the Revolutionist.
And there's the Revolutionist. The finalists from last year are 209 pounds. It'll get up to 1,300 RPM with teeth on the outside of that shell.
Roboteers, stand by.
There's Team Logicon on the right for the Revolutionist and Team Innovation for Trackzilla on the left. And there's Team Creative Steel for the Gap. And the house bot joining us for this battle will be Sergeant Bash and his flamethrower, in conjunction with the 616-pound fury of Sir Kilowatt.
3, 2, 1, activate.
And here we go. As the Revolutionist gets up to its 1,300 RPM speed, Trackzilla's got some real problems there as that Gap gets the lifting arm right underneath the Achilles heel of Trackzilla. Look at that. Great looking roll cage on the side of the Gap. I think he makes fences for a living. The Revolutionist comes in for a quick little tap just to make sure there's some movement going on. Look at the sparks come up. Boy, when the Revolutionist gets up to speed, there's no telling what'll happen. The Revolutionist doesn't look like he's spinning too much right now anymore. He's still got forward motion, courtesy of Kilowatt, but he's got the movement still. Look at the damage on the side of him, and I'll tell you what, Trackzilla's not looking too healthy out there. That top lifting arm could have been a Shreemac or a self-right mechanism, but he's not moving at all. And RefBot quick in with a countdown for the first victim of this round of Robot Wars. It doesn't seem like Trackzilla's going to make it too far. And unfortunately, everyone else doesn't seem to be doing that well either, but Trackzilla was the first to go down. And fortunately for the Gap and Revolutionist, they're going to limp through this one. Because only two can go through as the house bots come in and make the first victim pay the price. Revolutionist has got a bit of a spin left, but they're going to have to do some work in the pits for that next round. There's the jaws of death coming down from Sergeant Bash, and the audience wants Trackzilla to get all fired up, but not in a good way. They're saying, burn, burn, burn. Well, Trackzilla doesn't look too flammable, and those tracks are still working. Unfortunately, they're the wrong side up. As Kilowatt backs into Trackzilla and lines them up perfectly for the flip, and a little bit of air time, and still, poor Trackzilla ends up on its back. And let's take one more look at the most movement Trackzilla made in this whole round. Look at that, 8 feet of air, but no fighting. Back to the drawing board for them.
All right, thank you. Jeez, talk about your devastation. Trackzilla just kind of flipped instantly, the robotic equivalent of a one-punch knockout. We're going to find out just how they went about disassembling that robot so quickly. All right, now Trackzilla, I'm going to be honest with you. I was talking with the Gap earlier. Took a look at their robot, and I said, will that flipper really work all that well? And maybe you'd be best off answering that question for me.
It flipped extremely well.
Jeez, I mean, your robot looked great, but never really got out of the gates because it was just over so quickly. And you guys need to be proud. What do you think?
We did well. We were a little nervous heading into it. It was over a little quicker than we wanted it to be.
Why wouldn't you want it to be over quick?
Well, yeah, no.
Why wouldn't you want to punish and humiliate your opponent?
That was it. We wanted to do it a little longer, but it flipped better than we thought it would.
You're sending out a clear message to whoever makes it into the next round. Unfortunately, you won't, but hey, you look good while you're out there, which unfortunately wasn't very long. But let's have a good round of applause for all these teams and for this guy with my signature. The Gap gets down and dirty in the opening minute of this battle, giving Trackzilla a ride into oblivion. Then the Gap does a dance of death with Sergeant Bash before he and the Revolutionist move on to round 2. We've got the next round 1 contest when we get back. Well, it seems like on Robot Wars, when Sergeant Bash asks you to dance, you better dance. The Gap oblige and we'll move on to round 2 with the Revolutionist. Who will join them in round 2? Well, let's go to the battle board and find out.
All right, Mick, next up, we're going to see Psycho Chicken against Propeller-Head and Snookums. Last year on Robot Wars, you would have seen Psycho Chicken masquerading as a mad cow. The cow didn't fare too well, at least the tires didn't. But it was the first flying cow I've ever seen.
Team Bolt, the Psycho Chicken, and you guys are dressed like farmers. Give me the scoop.
We've always been farmers here. Last series we came here with a cow. This series we're here with the chicken, Psycho Chicken.
And what does the Psycho Chicken do?
Well, we have a spinning weapon on there, and we lay an egg. The egg is going to go around and scramble. That's his name, Scramble. And we're going to kick some butt.
Dead butts, tail, no tails. So, your Team Tsunami.
Hi.
Tell me about your robot. What's its name?
This is our little Snookums, it is.
Snookums. That's interesting.
Well, she's a very sweet bot. She just likes to eat other bots.
Tell me about the weapon on the front.
Oh, it's a very large pneumatic ram. It comes out at about 600 PSI. I can throw a 400-pound bot for a loop.
And the speed of the actual robot?
12 miles an hour.
That's
She's a
pretty
little
fast.
slow, but lots of guts.
Can Cracker ride on the top when it's going 12
Well,
miles
we're
an
not
hour?
sure. She usually rides on my shoulder.
Okay, so she's not going to be in the ring with the other
Nah,
bots.
not going to be on the ring. We don't want her to get hurt. The bot's tough. The parrot's not.
Well, it's your first series.
All right.
Welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
Have fun.
All right, we're going to make them wool the plank.
Propeller-Head, what a fitting name for your robot. Tell me about your machine.
Well, this is a very solid robot. It's very well armored, has stainless steel body. The weapon is made out of spring steel. It's a leaf spring off a truck. So when this
Wow.
thing goes flying through another robot, it's going to create a lot of damage.
In the first round, you're up against a chicken and you're up against a fish. What do you think about that?
What I'm going to be doing, I was going to be making some fish and chips and some chicken nuggets.
From California and Nevada, Snookums.
And there's Snookums at 189 pounds with a pneumatic sword that goes forward and then lifts up with about 600 pounds of force.
From Florida and California, Psycho Chicken.
And there's Psycho Chicken with three 16-inch blades that spin at 4,000 RPM. The bot itself spins on a dime, but it's super flammable.
From Louisville, Colorado, Propeller-Head.
Last but not least, Propeller-Head with 217 pounds of spinning blade action. That 4-foot blade will tear up anything in its way.
Roboteers, stand by.
And there's Team Tsunami for Snookums. And Team Bolts for Psycho Chicken on the left and Propeller-Head on the right. The house bots in this round will be Sir Kill-A-Lot and his ever-present danger. And joining him will be Sergeant Bash and his flamethrower.
3, 2, 1, activate.
And RevBot gives the green light, and it's all systems go. The little egg off a Psycho Chicken is out on its own as Propeller-Head goes right in the back of Psycho Chicken and launches the egg. Incredible. Look at the distance. Was that out of the arena? Not quite. Wow, do you like your egg scrambled? I hope. Look at that. Just tore it apart. Well, that wasn't going to take too much. As Bash comes out with a flamethrower, and the big fight here is between Snookums and Propeller-Head. Propeller-Head has just taken the nose off of Snookums. Propeller-Head is definitely the one to watch here as that blade gets spinning. Oh, and Bash is coming out of his corner. He's not supposed to do that unless somebody goes into his corner patrol zone. But I think he wanted some barbecue chicken today. And I think he's going to get it because Psycho Chicken's getting extra crispy as Snookums is completely getting obliterated from that blade on Propeller-Head. And now the chicken is trying to take out the fish. Poor Snookums is looking worse for wear, completely beaten down to the grizound. As Bash is hovering in the background, he wants to light that chicken up again. But he knows he can't really get away with it unless the chicken strays into a unfriendly corner. But there is Sir Kill-A-Lot. He doesn't care. He's putting him in the corner anyway. Kill-A-Lot in with the pincers. Takes Psycho Chicken. Bash wants to get some, too. Oh, and I think Snookums is just going along for the ride for the moment. Poor Psycho Chicken. He would have still been in this thing, and I think he will be because Snookums was looking pretty beat down. Meanwhile, Kill-A-Lot, totally against the rules, going out and taking it on a poor defenseless chicken. Well, I'll tell you, these housebots will really take liberties, throwing their weight around as Propeller-Head hits the pit trigger, and the audience senses a burial imminent. As RefBot does the countdown, it doesn't look good for Snookums. Or Ed Robinson, the driver, who's a sword swallower by day. Better not give up your day job, Ed. As Kill-A-Lot comes in for Snookums one last time, and the fish hits the pit. Zed waves goodbye. That's all she wrote.
All right, well, we all saw what happened out there. Very simply put, Sir Kill-A-Lot grabbed Snookums and took him to the pit, deposited him there. That means Psycho Chicken and Propeller-Head move on. Unfortunately for Snookums, he's out of there. All right, now we had three great robots out there. Some of my favorite designs, some of my favorite names, and it takes a brave man to name a robot Snookums and to dress like that nonetheless. But go ahead and tell me what you were thinking out there when you went into the pit.
Well, the first idea, the entire strategy was because Propeller-Head's a strong bot with a super weapon. We were going to go straight into him and flip him over like a pancake.
Right.
Unfortunately, the weapon did not fire.
Ooh.
Got straight in, right under him,
and so as a result, you're out of the tournament.
I'm gone.
All right, but you made a good impression on me. And speaking of an impression, Psycho Chicken, man, I'll tell you guys got guts, because obviously that chicken is flammable.
We were trying to avoid the fried chicken effect, but they ended up getting us after all. So.
Yeah, and you avoided the propeller just enough. Now, we've seen a lot of propeller-driven robots here, but a lot of times the propeller mechanism stops working, but not so in your case.
Yeah, it really spins pretty fast, and it's got a powerful motor to keep it running, and most of the time I was turning it off because I was afraid of hurting the set, and I got really close to Sir Kill-A-Lot, and I didn't want to make him mad, and I was really afraid I'd touch him.
Oh, go ahead and make him mad. No, I understand that you've got a special present for me. Is it true that you're going to give me one of these hats?
Sure.
All right, that's what we want to hear. Let's have a great round of applause for all these teams. And especially the teams that have the guts to wear that outfit. Yeah.
Yeah, Mick, not only did it take guts for him to wear that, but his fish got gutted, too. So that leaves us with the Gap and Propeller-Head, but first up, the Revolutionist and Psycho Chicken.
Yeah, Propeller-Head was chopping chicken, but the fowls survived a good roasting when Snookums got filleted and sent to the pit. When we come back, the violence escalates as Propeller-Head and Psycho Chicken, that's right, a grown man just said, Psycho Chicken, move on to round two. Stick around. Welcome back to Robot Wars Extreme Warriors. Round one is history, and so are Trackzilla and Snookums. Four little Snookums. Four robots have advanced to round two and are on their way to the championship. Let's go to the battle board and check out our next matchup.
All right, Mick. The Cap and the Propeller-Head are going to be fighting it out, but first up, we're going to check out the spinning Revolutionist up against Psycho Chicken.
I'm here at the entrance to the arena. I have the Psycho Chicken versus the Revolutionist. Revolutionist, what are you going to do to win this battle?
Well, I don't really know what the Psycho Chicken really thinks they're doing. I mean, they've just got to be psycho. That if they think they can take on this strong American steel. Of course, they do have that secret weapon that I'm a little concerned about, but we're going to find out what's inside that egg in the arena.
Okay. What do you think about that, Psycho Chicken?
Well, I'll tell you, the Revolutionist thinks there's some kind of revolution going on, but I don't know if he's ever seen Chicken Run. The chickens end up winning.
And I don't think they're going to want to find out what's inside that egg, because once they do, they're going to run scared.
Okay, well, this sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm Farmer Jason. This is our happy farmer. We also have Farmer Brent. Together we make up Team Bolt. When we get out on that arena, as long as there's no foul play and we have a little bit of cluck, this robot's going to do exactly what we expect. feathers are gonna fly.
Hi, I'm Brian Nave of Team Logicom. This is my brother Michael. And this is our evil friend, the Revolutionist. We're from Ormond Beach, Florida, and we're here to do some serious shredding of the competition. So look out.
Roboteers, stand by.
There's Psycho Chicken with Team Boats. Jason Barger at the controls with Brent Hunter and Happy Fam. And there's the awesome Revolutionist with Team Logicon, Brian and Michael Nave. And join them in this round will be the flamethrowing Sergeant Bash in conjunction with Shunt with a Diamond Edge Axe.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Well, here we go, but I don't have to tell you who's the under chicken in this round, as it lays an egg right off the bat. The Revolutionist was so awesome in the last round. Well, look, the wheels are gone off the little egg. The Revolutionist is going after Psycho Chicken now, who's smoking already. Oh! And the wheels just go flying off of that chicken. I think that was all the drive power it had. It's just in free fall right now. Revolutionist, awesome. We kind of had a feeling this might have happened. The poor chicken is just getting demolished out there. And oh, the Revolutionist hits the pit trigger and practically ripped it out of the arena. As Shunt comes down with a Diamond Edge Axe into Psycho Chicken. Psycho Chicken's got nothing but free fall coasting. No power whatsoever left to the chicken. Shunt is out there just waiting for the word from RefBot to wreak havoc on the chicken. And the Revolutionist still wants a piece of chicken. Maybe he's going for the neck bone right now. Well, Psycho Chicken didn't fare too well in this round so far, as Shunt is dragging the chicken ever closer to a food franchise, or at least a good grilling. And that was what everybody wanted to see. The audience is loving it. The chicken is torched. And the crowd were ready for it, it looks like. Yeah, Psycho Chicken was no match for the 1,300 RPM awesome revolving power of the Revolutionist. Any second RefBot's going to come in with a count, because this puppy is all over. Shunt's just pushing him around. They've got no drivetrain. They've got no weaponry, unless you count fire. But I don't think it was entered as a flamethrower. Maybe if it gets on the flipper and it's on fire, that would constitute flamethrowing, but I don't think that's what they had in mind. Well, at any rate, there's the flamethrower. Yeah! Well, the chicken couldn't fly either. And it's all over. Yeah, anybody up for some hot wings?
Man, is that barbecued chicken I smell? That was impressive. The Psycho Chicken going down in a burst of flames, while the Revolutionist goes on to the finals in a burst of glory. Let's find out what happened from both these teams. Enjoy a good strategic battle, a defensive battle, but once in a while you just need a good old-fashioned butt kicking, and the butt that got kicked was yours. How do you feel about being part in maybe the most one-sided victory or disaster in Robot Wars history?
I think we learned a valuable lesson today. Papier-mâché is a lot stronger than steel. The egg did not bust.
All right, now, the Revolutionists, you guys were telling me about how unstoppable your machine was, and I got to tell you, that was impressive. We're backstage, and it was nice. It was really nice.
Well, you doubted my power before, brother, so let me tell you.
All right, there you go.
I had to do it for you. I hated to pick on the chicken. You know, I still want the tank, but I had to do it for you, my friend. I had to show you that it could tear. I had to show you that it keep running. I had to show you that it had the power.
You guys got quite a boo out there. The chicken seemed to be a perennial favorite. The crowds that fire you up a little bit.
Well, the chicken's cute. Everybody loves the chicken. But strong American
you guys aren't cheering now, are you, huh? All right, guys, great job. Looking forward to seeing you in the finals. Chicken, pretty good.
Yeah.
Let's hear it for all the Roboteers.
what to say. It's absolute destruction. What happened out there?
Well, I'll tell you, we really left that match with egg on our face. But we do have one survivor of the egg here.
Okay.
And this baby's going to hatch, and we're going to come back and beat the Revolution.
It might be the only thing that did survive.
Well, looking at it, I don't see much left worth salvaging. The batteries are fried. Our speed controller is melted.
So your cooked chicken, dead and buried?
We're fried chicken.
Well, we had enough of the chicken, and so did the Revolutionist. Next up, we're going to see the Gap up against Propeller-Head.
Ouch! The chicken got plucked, and the Revolutionist advances to the finals. When we return, Propeller-Head and the Gap try to make each other say, "Uncle, put down the remote." We're back with Robot Wars Extreme Warriors. The Revolutionist is already in the finals, and he's just waiting for something to overthrow. Will it be the Gap or Propeller-Head? Battle board, please.
You said it, Mick. It's the Gap up against Propeller-Head. The winner of that goes through.
I've got two teams here ready to battle it out. Propeller-Head, the Gap. Propeller-Head, what are you going to do?
Well, we're going to try to outdrive them and try to stay away from their very ominous-looking flipper.
You have worries about that flipper?
Oh, yeah. If there's one bot in this competition that could beat Propeller-Head, this would be it.
Gap, that should give you some confidence. How do you feel about that?
Feel good about it.
What is your fear in this battle?
Two fears, that blue spinning blade and the pit.
Well, that's something to be fearful of. Best of luck to both teams.
Good luck.
All right, good luck. Yeah.
Hello, we are Team Creative Steel from Salem, Oregon. We are represented by myself, Max, Jordan, and Joshua. This is our robot, the Gap. As far as the strategy goes, we're here to survive and dish out as much mayhem and destruction as possible.
Hi, I'm Mike Konchak. This is my wife, Becky Konchak, and my teammate, Jacob Holland. We are Team Robot Dojo. Our robot is Propeller-Head, and we're going to be flying through our opponents.
Roboteers, stand by.
And there's the Gap with Max Chapin to the controls, Josh and Jordan Robson with him. And there's Propeller-Head with Mike and Becky Konchak and little Jacob Holland. And the house bot in this round will be Matilda in her first appearance tonight. Joining Matilda, the ever-present Shunt.
3, 2, 1, activate.
And RefBot gives the green light. The Gap is ready to go. Well, the real strategy for the Gap here is to flip Propeller-Head over on its top, because they're not going to be able to get back. And that was a good try right then. The spinning 1,300 RPM blade of the Propeller-Head is awesome. East can get in there and get out so quick. Look at that. The whole body spun around on him. The blade got caught in place on the Gap, and the body of Propeller-Head just started spinning instead. Amazing. Look at that blade. Nothing is going to stop it, it looks like. And the Gap has done pretty well, considering they'd never seen any battles before today. Barely impenetrable, but look at the rear plate on the Gap has been obliterated by that 4-foot blade on Propeller-Head. Well, Propeller-Head needs to just get in there and, oh, they might have a little trouble with their drive belt on the blade. Could it be slipping or broken? Oh, they have lost their weapon. Well, all they're going to be doing is evasive moves for the rest of this round. Let's see if the Gap can capitalize. All the Gap's got to do is just lift Propeller-Head up and over, and the Propeller-Head boys would be out of it. And the Propeller-Head boys have another plan as they trigger the spinning disc in the middle of the arena, and they get spinning as well. Wow, something the Gap did as it came down with that crushing arm. Got the blade going. And now Propeller-Head goes into the pit trigger, and right as quickly the Gap goes into the pit. Wow, what a come from behind victory that one was.
Cease.
Well, I bet you didn't expect that.
Well, all right, it looks to me like we got someone rolling on to the finals. Propeller-Head puts its opponent into the pit. Let's talk to the Roboteers. All right, now I've got the Gap here with me. Now, guys, I know you've got my name on your shoulder, which means I automatically like you. But it looks to me like maybe you didn't even know the pit was open. You kind of drove right into it.
He had just tripped it, and as I spun around to go back into battle, the pit had only opened 4 or 5 inches. I hadn't even realized that it had dropped.
It was 4 or 5 inches too much for you guys.
Enough. It was enough.
All right, it was enough. But very well done. Propeller-Head, an excellent job out there. But let's face it, there are some things in life more important than robots. One of them being presents. And you guys kind of promised me a present the last time we were together. I want to know if you followed through on that.
Well, we would like to make you an official Propeller-Head.
Shoo! Oh, cool. What's that? What I want to know, does this thing work here? Pretty cool. Now listen, excellent job out there. Very aggressive driving, very good technical precision, but the question is, you're going on to the finals against the Revolutionists, who really did a number on the Psycho Chicken. How do you think you're going to shape up?
When you see two spinner bots going against each other, there's going to be a lot of sparks and a lot of damage, and I hope I survive.
Well, I hope you survive too, and I hope you have another present next time we come up here. Let's hear it for all the Roboteers and my new hat.
What happened, guys? Looks like there was a bit of a gap in your plan.
Yeah, things didn't go as well as planned.
Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, he swung around, took out one of our motors. We got a stripped out gearbox, and then when we went to go straight, and we took a hard left, and there was the pit.
We hope to see you back.
You'll see me again.
Well, there it is. Psycho Chicken is history. The Gap is history. That leaves us with the Revolutionist and Propeller-Head. 2 spinners for the final.
Whoa! Propeller-Head is vicious, smashing into the Gap, and a great strategist, too, as he hits the pit button and sends the Gap to his doom. Who will survive this battle to the bitter end? The Revolutionist versus Propeller-Head. 2 spinning robots when we come back. Welcome back to Robot Wars Extreme Warriors. This is the end of the line, the main event. Only 2 robots have survived the punishing abuse of rounds 1 and 2, and now they have the chance to fight in the finals and perhaps go on to the Robot Wars Extreme Warriors Championship. It's been a spinner's delight so far tonight. The Revolutionists and Propeller-Head are all pumped up and ready to go for it. It's been a long, hard road. Let's take a look at how they got here.
All right, Mick, as you know, we started out with 6 bots. We saw Psycho Chicken up against Propeller-Head and Snookums, but that first battle was the Revolutionist, the Gap, and Trackzilla. In the first battle, the Gap went right after Trackzilla and flipped him where he stayed for the rest of that round. And then Sergeant Bash got in on the act. Poor Trackzilla, completely immobilized from within 30 seconds. The most movement it got was off of that flipper.
Maybe upside down, but you haven't seen the last of us.
And then the next battle we saw was Snookums getting obliterated by Propeller-Head and Psycho Chicken. And that was the first we saw, Propeller-Head and that awesome 4-foot blade that jettisoned the mini-bot of Psycho Chicken nearly out of the arena. Next victim would have been Snookums. Snookums tried to hang in there as long as it was possible, but it was just too much of a beating. It was taken off of Propeller-Head. And then Bash got in on the action and wanted to really cook up some chicken as Psycho Chicken got unfairly picked on. Usually the house bots aren't allowed to come in there unless their corners have been encroached on, but that certainly didn't happen here. Psycho Chicken got out of harm's way, but I couldn't say the same thing for Snookums as their team took their hats off and waved bye-bye to their poor little bot.
Well, Snookums thought he could beat us out there, but look who has egg on their face now.
We showed him we weren't just chicken.
And it looks like they capsized Snookums. Arg.
Well, as Trackzilla and Snookums headed for the exits, we got a chance to see the Gap up against Propeller-Head. But first, we saw the Revolutionist and Psycho Chicken. And if you ever wondered what came first, the chicken or the egg, Revolutionist had the answer for you. They went out and took the egg out, and then they took out the chicken in a big way. The wheels just got stripped off of that thing. No drive power left. That thing was helpless. No weaponry. The Revolutionist just shredded it and then barbecued it. And it burned up real good. Then Shutt backed him up on a flipper, and we got a chance to see a chicken fly. And the audience loved it.
Well, I'll tell you, we really laid an egg tonight, but we did see a chicken fly. But hats off to the Revolutionist. He did a good job.
Chicken pot pie, anyone?
Which brought us to one of the most awesome fights we've had today. As Propeller-Head faced off against the Gap, Propeller-Head was doing anything to try to penetrate the Gap's perimeter, and the Gap, with that lifting arm, fended off the 4-foot blade of Propeller-Head, which had a brief stint of immobility, but then the Gap got it going again. And that was all she wrote, because Propeller-Head hit the pit trigger, and Gap obliged him by falling in.
Didn't go as well as we planned, but we'll be back another day.
We put a gap in the gap?
It must have been the Propeller-Head.
So with Psycho Chicken and the Gap out of it, here's how the final looks. The Revolutionist up against Propeller-Head. It's a spin-a-thon.
I'm down here in the pits, and I can see the Revolutionist is making their repairs. They're taking on Propeller-Head in the final battle of tonight's episode. Stay tuned and keep watching Robot Wars Extreme Warriors on the new TNN.
This is Robot Wars. Hey, I'm not kidding. The Revolutionist and Propeller-Head are spinning into the finals right now.
Coming to you right from the pits, we're going to have a big showdown because whoever wins this is going straight to the grand finale. I've got the Revolutionist. I've got Propeller-Head. Propeller-Head, do you have a strategy?
Well, I'll tell you what, these guys have really great bots. They're proven, but Propeller-Head is really surprising a lot of people, and so I think we're going to be going and flying right into them.
You got a great robot, but I don't want to scare you. These guys actually were up for the U.S. Championship last year. They came in second. Does that make you nervous at all?
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Patronizing, patronizing. What do you think about that, Revolutionist?
Well, I think it's a sad, sad world that pits brother spinner against brother spinner. But the world is not fair, and so may the best man win.
You never know what's going to happen. This is do or die. Let's get ready.
Roboteers, stand by.
And there's Propeller-Head with Mike Konchak at the controls. And Revolutionist with driver Brian Nalve. And your house bots this evening in the final will be Sir Kill-A-Lot, joined by, for the first appearance tonight, Dead Metal, with those pincers and 3,000 RPM saw.
3, 2, 1, activate.
And here we go, two spinners looking for a place in the finals. The Revolutionist is up to speed already with the blade on Propeller-Head. Got a good spark off of them. And both of their techniques are that they get at opposite ends of the arena, take a full run while they got full speed on their spins. Look at that. Every time they contact with each other, there's some major metal flying. Well, both of these spinners are holding at it. Wow! The blade comes flying off a Propeller-Head. The Revolutionist just got in there and was too much to handle. Look at that. Pulled the whole thing out, shaft and all. Chain drive. It's over. They're not going to be mowing any more lawns this week. And Revolutionist goes right into the pit trigger exactly the same time as Propeller-Head was on the pit. Wow, he just snuck out of that one. And Revolutionist almost took a dive himself, trying to push Propeller-Head in there. And Propeller-Head, one last shove, puts the Revolutionist in the pit. Wow, talk about come from behind. Second bout in a row. Revolutionist had all the marbles, hit the pit trigger, almost caught Propeller-Head. Propeller-Head got out of the way just in time. But then the Revolutionist got too close to the pit, and Propeller-Head capitalized. Great bit of driving by Mike Konchak.
Wonder what happened to Propeller-Head's cap. Looks like it flew off. I guess we know who's tougher, though, don't we?
What a finale. Propeller-Head gets the propeller knocked off its head, and then it's the Revolutionist spinning itself into the pit. And our winner of this final, Propeller-Head.
Guys, what happened? I'm backstage scurrying around trying to find a Revolutionist hat, and it seemed like you could have just stayed put and took a decision, but you went for the knockout and things didn't work out too well.
Yeah, I thought I opened the pit. I thought I'd be able to push him in. I did a little slip up in the drive and got caught in the corner, got caught on the wrong side of him. Thought I'd spin up again and maybe whack a couple holes in him, but just slipped into the pit of oblivion.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was a tremendous final. Guys, I'm wearing the right hat. Is that not true?
You are. You're a member of the team.
How were you feeling when your propeller was literally knocked off the body?
Oh, we did that on purpose. Obviously, the propeller wasn't hurting Revolutionist, so we ejected it so we could turn it into a push bot, and then I figured we'd have a chance. And it worked out in our favor because he opened the pit.
Were you worried just for a second that things weren't going to turn out for you?
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, congratulations. You've won this final. That's it for this edition of Robot Wars Extreme Warriors. Be sure to tune in next time when 6 more robots fight it out to earn the right to be called the Extreme Warriors Robot Champion. Until next time, fight on.
Next time on Robot Wars Extreme Warriors, the return of Rosie the Riveter. And Team Dream Droid come back with a new bot, Mecha Droid.